Okay, here goes nothing. What's up, everybody? I am trying something new here. This is my maiden voyage. I'm starting a YouTube channel, just like many others have before. Today is a special day. I decided to start on today because today is 1,000 days of sobriety. And I got the idea from a famous podcaster. I forget which one. One of those guys in the Brogan verse or whatever. Anyway, but he was significantly younger than me. Didn't strike me as someone who had a serious drinking problem, but that's a silly thing to say, I guess. But struck me more as someone who was trying to better themselves rather than stop killing themselves. I should say that's a better way to say it. So I like the idea of 1,000 days because every January 1st, before that, I convinced myself I would try a year and be lucky if I made it a few hours or on the rare occasion a couple days. But I was a daily drinker, and I drank to satisfaction every day, regardless of whether I got, if I had the flu, if I had jury duty, if I had something major going on at work the next day. It didn't matter. I have children. Often I would be bringing them the next morning to school with a wicked hangover, or just I wouldn't even consider it a hangover more than it's more of like a withdrawal symptoms, I would say, which is pretty reprehensible when you're the whole world to little children. But that happened day in and day out for years and years. And all the mental gymnastics that went on in my head to make that okay, because I like to think of myself as like a really interactive dad, and really just loving and caring. But I had this one incredible weakness that couldn't be ignored. It was I would avoid signing my children up for things that would infringe on my drinking, which was, anything past a certain hour of day. Nothing too early either, though, because, that's, I need recuperation time. So it was turning into quite an ordeal quickly. I want to say COVID has probably sped it up. It definitely sped it up, but it was inevitable. And it was going to happen either way. I guess COVID just made it more understandable. So I think COVID made it so I could justify it better. It was more understandable why someone would be drinking on a Tuesday night, and just justifying all sorts of things. That's really what an alcoholic does, is just justify and bargain with himself or herself. It was a horrible existence. And Oh, back to the 1,000 days. I never meant when I made the proclamation on in September of, I guess it would be 2024, that, no, it was 23. Yeah. But I made the proclamation of 1,000 days to like my drinking buddies and people I worked with and people and family members. I made that decision hoping that it would be forever. But saying that it was forever would acknowledge that I had a problem with it. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to try 1,000 days. Like I don't feel great and I want to save the money, which was, anyone who's been addicted to anything knows that money is the last thing they're thinking of. It's like putting gas in your car. It's just like a utility at that point. I also used to smoke cigarettes, and it was just like, putting gas in the car, paying your cell phone bill, and cigarettes. It was, or a 6-pack or a 12-pack or whatever. That's just part of your monthly nut. So, yeah. So I said that I would do 1,000 days, and so that it would look like this is just like temporary. It's a trial thing, and so according to that idea, tomorrow, when it's officially 1,000 days, I should be having this big party and boozing it up with all my old buddies. Of course, a lot has changed since then. A lot has happened, and that's where the second part of this video, talks about what this channel is going to be about. I should let you know, I'm not, I don't really have the gift for gab. A lot of years of drinking have made me like kind of, I and huh and stutter, and I predict I'm going to have to learn how to video edit, which I don't know how to do. I feel ridiculous right now. I'm holding a selfie stick in the woods. Yeah. So I'm trying this stuff out. I'm just trying to make my life more interesting, because when you go sober, the first couple of days and the first few weeks and months is challenging emotionally. But then once you get over the physical stuff, the withdrawal and all that stuff, there's a new set of tasks you have to face, which is facing boredom. Now, I'm fortunate because I have and always have had a lot of interest. I'm a musician. I'm an author. I'm finishing up my second children's book. So I have a lot of things that can occupy my time. I have a fulfilling life with, a large family. I have side hustles with as a musician, and so I'm fortunate to have other interests. So I have a lot of friends and relatives that don't have those things, that are, without alcohol, they're gonna have a hard time finding some other thing to replace it with. But that's not my problem. My problem is having too many things, between being the best dad I can be, between being a performing musician, a recording artist, an author, amongst other professional things. I'm also a teacher. So, I have a day gig. So I'm trying hard to balance those things out, especially, with years of alcohol abuse. It tends to make your head like a washing machine. You get a lot of wishy-washy ideas. You start a point and finish on a different point. I've probably done that already. So I'm not smooth. Not a very smooth talker. If I have moments of smooth talking, it's because it's something I'm passionate about or something I know something about. But whenever I have any self-doubt, which I have a lot of, I start umming and all that. So, back to the what 1,000 days feels like. 1,000 days of no drinking. The first year was easier than the second year for me. First year was weird. The second year was hard. And now I'm like in autopilot. I never give myself any gratitude or attaboys for going as long. Every morning I wake up without a hangover or an alcohol withdrawal is a small miracle, and I never give myself praise or credit for it, which I deserve. Since it's been years since my last drink, I've faced every type of family event, major drinking events, St. Patrick's Day, and all the traveling and stuff. I haven't been on a plane yet since I stopped, which is that's a story for another day. But yeah, I'm still avoiding certain things, but they're coming. So stay tuned for that. But but what not drinking for 1,000 days has afforded me is, especially during the summer, like I said, I'm a teacher. It's afforded me to start a project. What little clarity I have left in my thoughts, I can complete a project. It's very hard for me. It's really hard for me to start something, complete it, and have it be cogent straight through. Because my thoughts are kind of mushy. I can tell when people listen to me that they're like, come on, today, spit it out, and I would say that's kind of my personality, but in reality, I wasn't like that in high school and my 20s. My RAM was a lot better. I had no brain fog, and and that some of that comes with age, but also a lot of it was from, I believe, alcohol damage. I was scared to talk to a doctor about these things because so I avoided doctors for years and years. I had to drink just to go to bed with myself, because my thoughts were too anxiety ridden. I have big anxiety issues. I did. It's another miraculous thing that comes with no drinking. I can face myself in the morning. I can go to bed with my thoughts at night. Excuse me. And I'm able to complete projects. Like I said, I enjoy writing children's books. I have a flair for the creative. I love writing songs. I'm a big Beatle guy. I love writing music and playing all the instruments. I like, as a kid, it was frustrating for me to wait for my band to help me get my ideas down. I was just the drummer in that band, not just the drummer, but I was the drummer in that band. But as I started learning guitar and piano and all that stuff, I had ideas, and I would write words and put these songs down, and it would frustrate me that like my buddy wasn't there to lay down the bass track. So I figured it out. And so you you listen to those old songs, and like the drum parts are really good, but like there's the lyrics and the bass line are terrible, and they're like the chords are not right, or they don't jive with the bass line. So they're really embarrassing. If you're interested in hearing them, let me know down below, and I'll share some of those old MP3s. I had to digitize them because they were first on cassettes, and then they were CDs, and then we finally, towards the end of our when we were a band, we did enter the MP3 age. But after that, I became a kind of a gun for hire. I was like a musician, that would get hired and I still am, as a pianist, mostly jazz piano. So yeah, I'm pretty interesting. I have some pretty interesting hobbies and kind of side hustles. And I'm going to turn around because there's people coming. So, I got, like I said, I got pretty interesting hobbies and side hustles, and they were always waiting for me as a drinker. They were just there waiting, and I knew that they would be there, and so that knowledge led me to never do anything about it. I'd be like, it'll be there, like an old relative. They'll always be alive. They'll always be there. And and then I pick up a pair of drumsticks 5 years later, and I can't do paradiddles. I'm just like, you start to lose it, and so. Yeah, so I got more time for those things, not so much the paradiddles and the drum rudiments, but hopefully that'll come with time too, because I want to get those all back. I've been focusing more on writing. So this channel I'm really excited about. I'll take questions. I'll have interviews. I'm kind of a music snob. I'll offer my opinions on all sorts of things. If you have questions or concerns about anything I've said here, put it down below. I got a thick skin, so you can give me questions. I'll give you my opinions on things. My favorite Beatle is George. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll get it going just with some of my hard opinions. Not big on jam band music. I like the Allman Brothers, but not too big on the Dead or Fish or anything like that. Beatle guy over Stones. I don't even think that's a question. I'm also a jazz musician. I love playing, bossa nova music and swing era jazz tunes. I have all sorts of hard opinions, and but I enjoy that. I like people with hard opinions, and even if I disagree with them. So it'll be fun to put some of them up. Talk about sobriety, talk about music, talk about parenting. I love my favorite thing in the world is being a dad. Hands down, nothing better is being a dad. I would retire tomorrow and give both my kidneys and my whatever organs I have left over to any one of my children. So yeah, man, I'm just very grateful. If you like what you're hearing, if any of this rings out to you, hit a like, subscribe, and any suggestions or topics you're interested in. My areas of expertise are definitely music, sobriety, parenting, teaching, education. I'm going to try and stay away from the politics or religion or anything like that. I have some opinions on them, but they're not very clear. And I'm a musician. I'm an entertainer. I think Elvis said it best. I'm an entertainer, and I like to make people entertained. So I hope this has entertained you for a bit, and I'll see you soon. I'll try and post once a week or so, and like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, everyone.